Gold farms. They are big, loud and hard to decorate. So in today's video we are gonna build the most efficient gold farm in Minecraft Bedrock and hide it inside a giant wall because we don't want anyone to see this mess. Now the only reason I want to build a gold farm are these guys. With a simple farm like this, not only I can get items like obsidian, leather, quartz or even iron, but most importantly gravel, which is going to be a crucial part in some of my future projects. Okay, the first thing we need to do is to find a place where we can build the farm. Like I mentioned earlier, the farm is going to be huge, so it will not fit in anywhere in the spawn village. So let's go on a small adventure to find a good enough area. No, definitely not. Okay, this might work. Not only we have this amazing view, but we also have mountains on both sides, so building a wall will be much easier. Alright, now we just need a quick way to get here from the spawn and we should be good to go. Okay, now that we have a place to build and a way to access it, the next plan of action is to get all the resources to build the farm. Most of the items that we need are not hard to get and I already have a majority of them, but I still have to craft them into individual components. I thought getting obsidian was going to be the hardest, but I mined some of the end sets that I got from my last end adventure, and if I need any in the future I can craft them after I build the watering farm. Next item on the list is powder snow. I could not find it anywhere in the snowy biome around the spawn, so I built a temporary snow farm and waited for it to fill up. Now the final two items we need are a couple of corals and some tridents. I already knew where a coral reef was, so getting there was not a problem. And while I was there, I also get myself the trident we need. And I also found a long lost friend. I remember taming him in the second episode, but I was never able to bring him back home because I lost him. But now that we are reunited, I decided to bring him back to the start house. Now getting him back to the base was a lot of work, but eventually I was able to bring him back and I think it was worth it. Alright, returning to the project at hand, the last thing we need to do is enchant these trident and we should have everything to build the farm. Alright, let's start building. I'm following a tutorial by Silent Whisperer, and if you want to build this exact farm, check out his video, link will be given in the description. Now I don't know how the farm actually works, but I know this part lights the portal and this breaks them. And somehow pickling spawns and I get gold. Okay, I'm missing a sticky piston and the problem is I don't have any slime. So okay, the farm is done and it's working perfectly. And I also did an AFK test and this is what I get. Not bad for the time I spent AFKing. Now that the farm is functioning properly, we need to add a proper storage system because this is not gonna work. But before that, let's build the bartering farm that I mentioned earlier. Now unlike Zaba, Bedrock bartering farms are really simple. First you put some piglings in a cell like this, and then there is this thing with a gold block. And that's it. Now every time you give these guys some gold and flick this lever, you'll get a lot of items. I don't know if this is a bug or intentional, but it's amazing how overpowered this little farm is. Now the only thing is stopping us from using this farm is the amount of gold we have. So let's add the item filter and then I'll go AFK overnight. So I did add all the sorters myself, so it's not perfect, but everything should work. I only added sorters for gold ingots and nugget for now. But maybe in the future we can add a system to smelt the gold shards, but for now they get burned alongside rotten flesh. Now that the phase 1 of the project is complete, we can finally start working on the giant wall surrounding the farm. Alright, the reason I want to build a giant wall apart from hiding the gold farm is that this entire valley will be transformed into a hidden Japanese themed village with an amazing story surrounding it, and the wall will act like protection from the outside intruders, meaning it is made out of magic. It will be open for people in need and good intention, and hidden for people who want harm to the village. Okay, more about the village in a future video. Right now, let's collect the resources to build the huge monument. I'm using a gradient starting from moss and going all the way to stone to draw attention from the bottom to the top of the wall. Now, I don't have any ideas for how many blocks I need, so for starting, I will collect one shulker of each item, and if I run out, we can always collect more. Having a beacon on hand made this entire process a lot easier, and to save some more time I used the bartering farm for gravel and crafted some andesite using diorite and cobblestone. Now that we have enough resources to get us started, let's work on the wall until I ran out of something. Having to work with multiple blocks make it a bit harder to organize your inventory, and you find yourself going back and forth between the build and the storage. But eventually I was able to complete one side of the wall, although I did run out of stone for the outer wall, so did have to collect some more. Okay, we are around 70% done, but we are all out of top, andesite and gravel. Now collecting top took the longest, not because it's rare or something, but because I got distracted by the amount of copper this cave had. From there, I refocused on the wall and worked on it until I completed all the sides. I did run out of stone at one point, so I had to return back to the mine. But apart from that, it went really smoothly, and this is the final result. We still have to cover up the tops and add some more details, but I was working on this build for like 3 days now, and I need to take a break from this. By a break, I mean farming wither skulls. I don't know why, but I just want multiple beacons. But I don't want to farm the skulls manually, so we are going to use one of these. So the method is simple. First we bring lots of wither skeletons to the overworld, and then it should be easy. And it was indeed not easy. The first part of bringing the skeletons to the overworld went smoothly, but then they somehow knew what I'm going to do with them, so they decided to hide in the river. Now, getting mobs which cannot swim out of the river is surprisingly difficult, and this little break of mine went from 2 hours of simple work to 8 hours of grind of me trying to get these mobs out of water. But eventually I did get them out of the water and get myself a lot of these. Now, was that worth the time? No. Will I do this again? Yes. I do like the idea of having beacons as decoration, so we will come back to this area and build something to farm wither skulls more easily. But for now, let's return to the wall. Now the only thing left to do is to add a floor down here and cover up the top. Now, I am using deep slate for the top of the wall, and I do want to be able to access this place on foot from inside of the wall. But we need to add a lot of terraforming first, so it's a problem for future me. And this is how it looks. It turns out way better than I imagined. And that is it for today.